Hey, good morning, guys. How are you? We hope you guys are safe out in the rain today. We want to make sure, let me get the feedback down on this. Yeah, we want to make sure everybody has a good weekend. We're going to have a rainy day here. It's a Friday. Just me and Carly today in the office, and she's over here looking up paperwork so she can put some accolades out there for a couple of you guys. I want to go over a couple of things that I mentioned last week on a couple of things. Well, I mentioned one where you got people that'll make an offer on an FHA and they'll go intentionally high knowing they want to appraise, try to get your seller's attention. And lo and behold, if that didn't happen this week a couple of times, and we have to explain to sellers that that was their intent all along. And so, hey, good morning, Jordan. The old married woman, the new married woman. And hi, she says hi to Carly. Carly will say hi back, I'm sure. She says hello. So, glad to hear Jordan. I can't wait to Jordan get in her new office. We'll go over and we'll harass her appropriately. So she's going to be over by Holly Tree. So I'm excited about that. We found out you got a couple of guys. We've had a couple of cases last week. A couple of other agents made those. And hi, Linda. Couple of Linda Lewis is chiming in. Everybody's at home in the rain. This has got to be more substantive. I was just going to make this real easy, and now you guys putting the pressure on. I got to do something good. What we got is they made offers in both cases. They were like $240,000 houses. They made ridiculous offers over knowing they wouldn't appraise. And now we got the appraisals coming back in low and the seller's thinking they lost money. You have to prepare your seller when you're looking at multiple offers. If somebody comes in with an FHA financing an offer, and there are cases to where they can write a check and make up the difference, but you want to make dang sure, hey, Linda needs hog hunters on her property. We got that handled, Linda. Tell your husband, get ready. I like iced tea, unsweetened. We'll come out and take care of that. We want to talk about, when you're presenting highest and best, it's not always about price. Look at the terms of the deal. I'm just going to use $200,000, and we know that's not a very big house right now, but a $200,000 house, you've done your job and you've done the comps, and it's going to appraise for $199 to $200. Going to pray for $199, $200, $201, $202. Okay. Well, the situation there is if they come in with an offer of $220, $230 on an FHA, it's not going to work. All right. So, but you may have a conventional that comes in at $205 where they only have to have the finance amount approved on the appraisal. Much better deal. Much better deal. So pay attention and explain things right to your customers. Also had an incident last night. I talked to a really good broker friend of mine. She's gonna remain anonymous. She thought she was right, and she was. You got agents. We cross over multiple MLSs, and guys, if I'm a member of the MLS, all money is broker to broker, and you happen to sell one that's in a Dallas MLS and you sell it, you get full commission. Pay attention. You get full commission if the broker is part of the MLS. She had an agent sell one. She's a member of GTAR, and this agent commenced to browbeating her agent over she wasn't entitled. Well, I know for a fact her company trains her on this, and they know that. And she fired off a letter to the broker this morning basically stating cease and desist. Guys, you see the worst among us when things are tight. So I want you guys to pay attention to that. But if you are showing properties, if you're in the Tyler MLS and you happen to sell one in the Longview MLS or any of the MLSs I'm a member of, you are entitled to whatever the right side commission is, the full commission is. Just because you're not a member of the MLS doesn't mean you get paid less. All money is broker to broker. So as long as you know that, we're in good shape. And so we want to keep that going. We also want to make sure that we look when we're getting highest and best. It says highest and best for a reason. What is best? If I've got a $200,000 house and somebody's got an FHA loan and they offer $230, that isn't a good offer. It's not going to appraise. So you want to make sure that we get those figured out and we get those done the right way. So let us know about that. Get out there and pay attention. Okay. Pay close attention. Got to congratulate Patty. Patty had one yesterday where an agent intentionally drug their feet on the option period, couldn't get things canceled by 5 o'clock because they're waiting on an answer back. I know this agent's broker. Hey, Brenda, how are you? I know this agent's broker's a very nice broker, very good broker. This agent tried to play hardball. Well, come to find out, whenever they went to inspect, there's 2 houses, 2 living quarters on the property. They go to inspect, there were no utilities turned on to the other. So technically, if they want to play that game, the seller was in breach because the other house did not have the utilities turned on to it and wasn't available. They had also taken all the plumbing out from underneath the toilet and the sink and all of those things. So there was a problem there. It wasn't disclosed on the seller's disclosure. It was advertised as a living space with a bathroom and a kitchen in it. Well, they were non-functional and there was no clear, and it wasn't disclosed. So the seller was in default. So she was able to come back, Patty was able to come back and say, you know what, you want to play that game? Here's what we're going to play. Utilities were not on when we came to do inspections, and according to the contract it was, and this was not disclosed. You advertised it in MLS. Right here we got it circled with a highlighter. You advertised to be this. It's clearly not that. Okay, and it wasn't disclosed in the seller's disclosure. So, you know, guys, you've got agents out there and you have people. The worst among us shows. Take the high ground, protect your customer, protect you, and we'll look at it every way we can. But I wanted to go over the thing this morning about be careful when you're taking FHA offers that are way too high. All right, we want to make sure. And they'll say, oh, well, the lender will let it make. There are cases where FHA will let them make up the difference, but it depends on the investor or the lender or whatever. So you want to make sure to check with that lender and make sure that's it. And you've got a couple of other things out there. Remember, if you're in an MLS that the broker, am a member of, you're entitled to full commission. We don't argue with other agents over that. We tell them to call TAR Legal Hotline, and we advise them it is one of the very basic tenets when you are taught real estate that all money shared between brokers is between broker and broker. So unfortunately, we have a lot of, this was a major friend. I'll tell you, this was Keller Williams. And they actually do tell them that, but unfortunately, you know, training doesn't take, and they should have, she should have paid attention in class or showed up for class. So we want to make sure that we are doing the best to train you guys and to let you guys know what goes on in the marketplace. It's not about being greedy and trying to mess over another agent, and it's not about trying to hide or be just deceitful on things. Guys, you know, inventory is tough out there right now. We want you to do your very best for your customer, but remember, we don't have to put up with shenanigans and we don't have to put up with crooked stuff. Stay out of the weather. Have a safe weekend.